Greetings, we are Anonymous. As of June 2015, America was distracted by a contrived pre-planned Confederate flag distraction and same-sex marriage. At the same time, the United States Congress forfeited the entire economic future of the country by quietly passing the so-called Fast Track Authority, which allows the corporate-paid American president, Barack Obama, to approve the TPP Free Trade Agreement. The TPP, as you may have heard, outright surrenders the United States sovereignty to multinational corporations, handing them total global monopolies over labor practices, immigration, big pharma drug pricing, GMO food labeling, criminalization of garden seeds, and much more. In all, the TPP hands over control of 80% of the United States economy to global monopolists, and the TPP is set up to enable those corporations to engage in virtually unlimited toxic chemical pollution, medical monopolization, the gutting of labor safety laws, and much more. Plus, did we mention, the TPP will displace millions of American workers, as corporations outsource jobs to foreign workers. While corporations rake in the profits from new global powers every day, American workers will lose their livelihoods and their jobs, not to mention their pensions. This is political sleight of hand. It was so easy to distract the American people with a bogus flag and same-sex marriage. Essentially, America just got sold out by people like Marco Rubio, and it was incredibly easy to pull off too. First, America was distracted by a contrived, pre-planned mass hysteria and outrage event, now known as the Confederate flag. Second, the legalization of same-sex marriage, which Congress approved nationwide, across the United States. Hilariously, the literal false flag controversy does not even involve the actual Confederate flag. It involves a battle flag that people mistakenly think is the Confederate flag. But who needs historical accuracy when there is hysteria to spread? While Amazon.com was frantically deleting Confederate flag products from its website, and everybody was going batcrap insane over the 1970s comedy TV series, Dukes of Hazzard, and its use of the so-called Confederate flag on a hot rod car, Republicans, and the now President, Barack Obama, were busy committing outright treason, at the most highest of all levels, surrendering American sovereignty, and economically enslaving all of America's future generation. And that is the tragic irony of all this. While the political leftists falsely believed it was denouncing slavery by pressuring every online retailer and government entity to ban the Confederate flag, the United States Congress was busy enacting a whole new level of total economic enslavement for all of humanity, regardless of their skin color. While ignorant activists ran around in mass hysteria, thinking they were banishing a symbol of enslavement from the history books, they were actually providing the necessary public distraction to quietly pass the TPP's Fast Track Authority. In other words, the ignorant activists played right into the hands of the real slave masters, the globalist, monopolist corporations, and their fascist government puppets who betrayed the people at the very given opportunity. Believe us, these corporations do not care about the skin color of their slave workers. They gladly enslave everyone, including you and me. Why is humanity so stupid to allow our own elected representatives to forfeit America's future, which they just did? Screw the Confederate flag issue and same-sex marriage, folks. All of Americans are about to become property of multinational monopolist corporations that have turned national governments against their own people. The Confederate flag and same-sex marriage was merely a useful distraction to trick the population, in using the political sleight of hand to fool everyone about the real agenda being pursued in Washington. America is going to be officially a nation of slave workers beholden to multinational corporate interests. How does your silly flag and same-sex marriage outrage feel now? Fast Track Authority has been passed, which means the TPP will be very soon to follow, and if it is passed, the following things will be patentable: plants and animals, mental processes, surgery, any and all medication. So say goodbye to generic products, genetic, biological, and cultural resources. Most of this is left extremely vague, so unless it is defined in a revision, essentially everything now is patentable. The main points are that copyright law will be extended for at least 70 years, Posting and downloading copyrighted content online will now become a federal crime regardless of whether or not it is for commercial purposes, and can result in a permanent ban from the internet. The quality of testing and requirements for patents on drugs will be lowered. Corporations will be able to sue and change the laws of any government for any and every commercial purpose. Pharmaceutical companies that treat illnesses, such as cancer or AIDS, will be able to sue for projected loss in profit for treating those illnesses. Corporations will be able to sue for infringement without actually owning any registered property. Internet service providers will be legally required to give all of your information, including your current location, to the governments and major corporations involved. Corporations can withhold information about their products, including ingredients, chemicals, and drug facts, for commercial purposes, of course. It's time to rattle their cages. Remember, these walking haircuts have names. You will find in the description a list of the names of the members of Congress who voted for the TPP Fast Track Authority. They have addresses, phone numbers, Facebook and Twitter accounts. Time to make it extremely clear that we are watching which way they vote. There are a lot of ways about making this clear, some of them diplomatic, others less so. Be creative. Don't live in one of the countries implicated in the TPP. Have no fear. The TPP is only one of several alphabet soup trade agreements currently in the works. Chances are they're cooking something up for you as well. The TTIP, aka the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, would extend this system of extrajudicial trade tribunals to the entire European Union. If they get away with phase 1 of this power grab, you can rest assured that there will be more to come. This isn't about trade. This isn't about jobs. This is about power. Power that is being covertly shifted farther and farther away from the people. Isn't it beautiful? This rare show of bipartisanship we're seeing. It's enough to give you the warm and fuzzies. Who would have guessed that the same Republicans who shut down the government over Obamacare would rally so enthusiastically to ram Obama trade down our throats? It appears that those who line their pockets are in agreement on this one. It isn't enough for the corporate ruling class to have the politicians in their pocket. Now they want the ability to bypass elections and constitutions completely. How does that make you feel? Well, don't waste your time telling me. Remember, the politicians who are pushing this bill have names, addresses and phone numbers. Look them up. Give them a ring. There is a time and a place for politeness. This isn't one of them. If you're a resident of any of the countries involved in the TTP or TTIP, now is the time to put pressure on the walking haircuts presiding over your particular region. Let them know that you know what they are up to. Make it clear that you will hold them personally responsible if they don't back out. These trade agreements are just the beginning. They will take this as far as you let them. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Operation Fuck the TPP is now engaged. To all governments and corporations involved in the enslavement of humanity, you will not escape our wrath. Expect us.